Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing few of the things, few of the products of makeup and skincare that I no longer buy. The reason behind it is either I have too much of it already or I just get no use out of it. So yeah, if you're interested in knowing a few of the things that I no longer buy, then please continue watching. Okay, I'm constantly looking there because I have a lot of products to show as examples or just for reference, and I also have written it all down, which is why I will be constantly looking down or beside. Okay, let's first talk about skincare because I have like around 3 to 4 things. I have a lot of makeup. Yes. Okay, so the first thing that I don't, from the skincare category, that I don't buy anymore are sheet masks. that I wouldn't say I completely don't buy it, but I don't buy it very often. Don't get me wrong, I love the process of using a sheet mask. Like, I used to be really fascinated when sheet masks first came out in India. That was like about a few years ago, and there was always like offers running, like buy 5 and you'll get 5 free, and that always used to fascinate me. And everybody went crazy over it. But if I buy a sheet mask, it'll be like one in like 2-3 months I use it, and then it's just like a one-time use. Not, I would not consciously go and buy it, if it's for a video. Also one disclaimer is that all of these products that I will be mentioning does not include in PR. Some of the things that are sent to me, because I have no control over it, does not include PR, and also things that I get for specific videos. So if I want to do like a one brand tutorial or something like trying new makeup or things like that for a specific video, it does not include that, because that is something that I do it for the video. So yeah, as I was saying, it's just like a one-time use, and it's really nice if you look on the like indulging like self-care thing, and I like to do it once in a while, but not always and not so often. So yeah, that was the first thing. The next thing that I completely don't buy ever are toners. There will be people who will use toners, nothing against it. It's just that I do not get any use out of it. I have bought like one toner in my life, and I didn't even finish that, and it just went to waste, and I had to like throw it away. I don't feel any difference when I use a toner and then I don't use a toner. Toners is usually used for people who has like open pores, and I just think it's not very necessary. So yeah, I just don't buy any toners, I think. So the third thing are facial razors. Now, facial razors, I'm gonna insert a picture over here. So these are again one time razors, like you use it and you have to throw it away. So I did use it. I used it for like quite some time. And so instead of that, I'm also gonna mention some alternatives that I use. Instead of this, I use this, or I do this. So I use this bead trimmer, which I've had for like almost 3-4 years now, and it works pretty fine. Use that to get rid of the facial hair, peach fuzz and everything. So yeah, that is what I use in place of that. So yeah, if you use, and it does the exact same job. Another thing that I no longer buy are cotton pads. I've gone through, like, I'm guilty, and I've gone through like so many cotton pads that I can't even like imagine. But I think it took me a long time to get rid of those. So I use cotton pads to get rid of my makeup. Take like 2 to 3 cotton pads, minimum 2 cotton pads to get rid of my entire makeup, and that was like just too much. I feel like, again, not good not good for the environment, and I think so many people have switched. So in place of a cotton pad, I use these kind of makeup removing wipes. Makeup removing wipes, I have like 2 of these, and they are like, just again, cotton pads are one time thing. You can use it, you can again wash it and then use it again. So I think these are just nice and like worth your money, like you get full use of your money. And so yeah, I've switched from cotton pads to these. And also, mentioning of cotton pads, I don't use wet wipes. I never actually used a lot of wet wipes. I think I've used a few, like sometime once here and there, but not much of a wet wipe person. So yeah, I generally don't use wet wipes. So yeah, I also want to mention one product, that is hand creams. I think I have like I've used just two hand creams my entire life, and both of them were like gifts. And the first one was the Body Shop, the other one was I don't remember the name, but I have it somewhere in my bag now. I use it sometimes, but I would not consciously go and buy another one because body lotions do the exact same thing, I feel like. So yeah, I think I could just make use of a body lotion as a hand cream and I'll be good to go. So I am done with all of the skincare things. And now let's come to makeup. I have a lot of things to share with makeup. The first makeup product that I've stopped buying, stopped getting, is eyeshadow palettes. Now I have like a lot of eyeshadow palettes with me, as you can see. When I first started it, I used to be obsessed with, I would want to get each and every palette that I saw. Each and every palette that I saw, I wanted to get it because I was so big on the eyeshadow. I was like a freak back then. That was like 4-5 years ago when I first started it, but I've come a long way, and you learn in the process. So what I mean by eyeshadow palettes are these big eyeshadow palettes that you get. So these are the palettes that I got like back then, and I still have it. Is like a 30 color eyeshadow palette, and it's been 5 years. I have not hit pan on any of these. Okay, it's a beautiful colorful eyeshadow palette. The quality is really great. I have this Makeup Revolution Fortune Favors. Again, this was like a cult favorite back then, and this is how the palette looks like. It has a lot of neutrals and some greens and blues. So I used to be really fascinated, as I said, and I got them. But the thing with these eyeshadow palettes, they are like so many shades that you can't like, and there are so many shades over here that I haven't even gotten the chance to use. Like they're just untouched, and I don't get a lot of use out of these palettes, which is why I don't buy these big eyeshadow palettes anymore. With this, I've hardly used all of the things. I think the browns and a little bit of the purples I've used, but again, like I just cannot get use out of these palettes anymore. I've not bought a single big eyeshadow palette for like years and years. So yeah, instead I have an alternative. I get these eyeshadow palettes. In fact, I don't buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but if I get, then it would be these. So I have this K Beauty one, which is like a peachy palette. Then I have this elf one, very travel friendly, I love these. And then I have like one colorful eyeshadow palette. So if you are a beginner and not a like makeup freak like me, one eyeshadow palette like this that has all of the neutrals and goldens that you would need, and a colorful eyeshadow palette, and a colorful eyeshadow palette like this, I think you'll be good to go. Like, you think that you need more, you don't need more. This is all you need. Since we are talking about palettes, the other palettes that I don't buy anymore are these big face palettes, which has, I'm gonna insert pictures for reference, which has, I have never bought them. First of all, I've never bought them, and I don't feel the need to. Also, I want to mention that instead, these are the eyeshadows that I go for now. And the single eyeshadows, I think, a full-on highlighter palette that has like 6 highlighter shades, full-on contour palette that has like 6 contour shades. If you're a makeup artist, it's good for you, but I think I don't get the point. That makes no sense to me now. Again, like a full-on blush palette. Blush, I think I can pass, but not a highlighter and contour palette. Instead, these palettes is something that I would go for. Like, this is a sugar palette, and you have a contour shade, a blush, and a highlighter. So this is something you can use. Like, in one palette you have everything. So yeah, this is something that I would rather get. Again, with these palettes also, I use so much of this and it does not get over. So yeah, it's just really hard to hit pan on these palettes. So yeah, I've been using this for like 4 or 5 years now and it's still not over. Like other be like, it's not even finished half. So you get my point. Another thing that I'm going to talk about is something I think most people will not agree to, but I have not bought a highlighter for like 2 3 years at this point. I think I've grown to become not a highlighter person. I don't buy a lot of highlighters. If I would get the option, I would go for a new blush, but not a new highlighter, because I feel like there are so many highlighters out there and most of them do the exact same job on your face. When you apply it on your face, I think most of them look the same, which is why. And I'm not big on the highlighter, I don't like applying highlighter on a daily basis, so I don't use any highlighter again, except for review purposes or for a particular video, or if I'm filming right now, I would use a highlighter, but very little of it. So yeah, again, it's something that's not staple in my, it's not like a holy grail, which is why I don't buy any more highlighters, powder highlighters. Instead, what I'm into right now are strobe creams and illuminating creams and like primers like this, which you use underneath your foundation. And I don't need a highlighter, like why to kick up your face, so I don't feel the need to use a highlighter, or use like a really shimmery, or I will use like a shimmer blush, like a shiny blush like this. This is from Milani. This has some shimmer in it. This is a blush which works as a highlighter also. So or I will use something like a luminous bronzer, which has some sheen to it, which acts like a highlighter, and you don't need any highlighter. If you are like a big on highlighter person, you like that really really blinding highlighters, then obviously you will go for it. The next product is a compact. Again, first things first, I am not on the powder person because I am a dry skin person, so I don't really need a lot of powder. I think I bought like one compact back in the day, and I have not bought a single compact by myself since then. I do have like 1 or 2 compacts which were like sent to me, but I'm more on a loose kind of person. To set my concealer and to set my concealer, I use a loose powder, and I have like 2 or 3 loose powders with me, and that is it. Loose powders do a better job, if you're setting your concealer. And yeah, if you know something about me, I'm not into eyeliners and kajals. I think I have one kajal with me right here. I'm gonna even show you. This is the only kajal that I have. This is by Nykaa, and this is the only kajal that I have. If I have to buy something, I will get one and I'll be like good to go. I think liners are something that is pretty much the same. And again, except today's an exception, I have applied a liner, but which is again not black. But I don't like using a lot of liners. I think I have like 2-3 liners with me, and like I'm good with it. So yeah, liners and kajals is something that does not excite me and does not want me to buy more. And this does not include colored liners and kajals. I think that is something that I really like a pop of color sometimes to add to your look. So yeah, I would definitely go for like a colored liner or a colored eyeliner, or a kajal, like colored pencils like this one I have right here. This is like a green eye pencil, so this is something that I would get instead. Yeah, so quickly talk about a few things. Okay, though another thing that I don't buy a lot are eyebrow products. Touchwood, I have like naturally thick brows, which is why I don't need to buy something really really, like I don't need to buy like a eyebrow product, to be honest. I will have one eyebrow product. I just have one eyebrow product, and this is it, which needs to have a spoolie. So I have a pencil on one side and spoolie on the other side, and I'm good to go. This is all that I need. I don't feel the need to go and buy another eyebrow product unless it is for a video. If I want to review, if I want to try some, if I want to try something for you guys, then I would go ahead and buy, but not very expensive ones again. So yeah, I think like these are the products that I'll have one and I'm like good to go. Like just have like a little gaps on the ends which I need to fill. For that I need an eyebrow pencil, and I think I'm good to go. Primers and setting sprays is something that never made sense to me from the beginning. Like again, I have one primer, one setting spray, like which I got back. Then I have like one color bar primer. It is like a silicone based primer, which is something I don't need. I feel like these products are something that you don't necessarily need. It might do something to the other person, but for me, I think it's of no use. Primers, again, like I said, like glowy, like illuminating primers is something I would buy, because I like how it looks on the skin. Like pore filling primers and other type of primers is something I don't buy. And again, setting sprays is something I just have one setting spray which is back at my place, but I still have it, you know. That is, I bought it like years back and I still have it because I don't get a lot of use to it. I don't use it so much because I think it makes almost no difference, you know. And I think so many setting sprays like do the exact same job. So yeah, it's just not something that I would buy. But I do know a lot of people who swear by setting sprays and primers. So yeah. Now talking about this thing right here, this is a beauty blender, and I have and this is the only beauty blender that I have, and I had to get rid of so many because these go really weird and crazy after a period of time. And I have fallen in love with using brushes on my skin. The only time that I get use of this is when I have like excessive blush. If I've accidentally applied excessive blush, I can use this to get rid of it. But I like the finish this gives. Like the finish this beauty blender gives to your foundation is beautiful, but again, just the thing of like you use it and after a while it goes bad, you have to throw it away. And beauty blenders are expensive, okay? The good ones are expensive. The cheap ones is something that you should not get. It's just a waste of money. But and this one is again sent by a brand to me. But yeah, I don't buy a lot of beauty blenders. There's no use of buying a lot of beauty blenders because if you have one, you'll be good to go, because then again, if this goes bad, you have to get another one. So that's not really the point. I've already said this, but I don't have a lot of contour products with me. The only contour product that I have is this one from Sugar, the palette that I showed you. This is the only contour thing that I have. Instead, I like bronzers more. So let me know. So there is a contour person and a bronzer person. Also, I don't like really chiseled and really, I think that looks a little bit too much. Instead, I like bronzers, so this is the bronzer that I use. In fact, I would get a bronzer instead of a contour because I really like that sun-kissed, like warmth it gives to the face. I think I'm really up for it rather than contours. So yeah, I would definitely I'm definitely more like a bronzer person. Another thing that I never really bought ever are eyeshadow primers. I don't know if it's any different, but I've never bought one and I don't think I'm gonna ever get. I think concealer will do the job for me. Like I've been using concealers on my eyeshadow because your eyelids are a little bit pigmented, so you need something to have a blank canvas, and I think concealers do it for me. So I didn't really feel the need to get an eyeshadow primer. But I do know that people use a lot of eyeshadow primers, and I don't know if that's any different. So yeah, another thing that I feel is completely unnecessary are color correctors. I've spoken about this before, but yeah, I think majority, 90% of the people, 90 to 95% of the people don't need a color corrector. Trust me, a concealer will do it for you. If you have very extremely pigmented skin, then maybe you can, but again, like concealer is gonna do it for you. Like the one hand, I think we have so many beautiful full coverage concealers and foundations which is gonna do the job for you, so you don't need to go and buy like a color corrector. Even if you buy one, the orange one or the peach one is something that you need. Others are just like, it makes no sense to me, and I've never ever gotten like a color corrector in my entire life because I don't need it. The last thing that I would like to mention that I don't buy a lot, it's not something that I completely don't buy, but I don't buy a lot, are red lipsticks. Now I have like one red lipstick of here. If I have like one red lipstick, bullet lipstick, and I have one in a liquid lipstick, I will be good to go. I don't use a lot of red lipstick. I don't reach out for it too often, except I have those days when I feel a red lip. I buy a lot of new lipstick. Now I'm also going to tell you what I have a lot, and it's not because it's not that I don't buy this because I have a lot of it, because I'm going to give you an example. I buy a lot of nude lipsticks, as you know. Lot of brown lipsticks, lot of new lipsticks. I buy a lot of blush. Like I buy so much of blush. I have never been a blush person, but recently I have, you know, I've just been into it so much, so I have a lot of blush. There are things that I buy a lot which I already have a lot and I want more, and I would get more, you know. So yeah, just wanted to put it out there. Nothing is too much. If you like something, just go crazy, go nuts. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, okay, I've spoken a lot. I've like talked so much in this video. I think it's been like 2 hours I've been filming this video, and that is pretty much I'm starting to blabber shit, but yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope like you take something from this video, and I hope this was interesting. You know, it's interesting to watch. I was watching a lot of these videos this morning, so I thought like so I wanted to film this because yeah, I had a lot of things to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're someone new, please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm telling you, please subscribe if you haven't already, and with that, I'm gonna see you in my next video, and yeah, I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.